Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello people, and why I'm at the bottom? I'm the owner of this fucking channel. What the fuck is stream you're doing? Big up everybody that is here. Hit the like button. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All we have to say is that you can tell that's by proof, with proof. The judge has spoken. Hussam is late and he's a fraud. He's late. He's not answering his text. He's actually pulling a Hamza on Al-Ahwa where Hamza doesn't show up and doesn't answer his text. Of course, Hussam is absolutely late for some whatever reason. Big up everybody that is here. Breaking news. Arsenal have submitted an offer for Madueke. Madueke, you know, Madueke. Okay, you hear this right? It's Noni Madueke. So Chelsea are getting João Pedro. They're trying to get Kudus, and Arsenal are submitting an offer for Noni Madueke. Of course, after the agreed personal terms with Eze, they submit the offer instead of Eze, they submit it for Noni Madueke. As if Arsenal are going to get Noni Madueke and Eze and Rodrygo and Isco. Ashraf wants to cook us on Norgard thing, which is great. I should get cooked on Inter, but I didn't play the game. Inter are absolutely in a banter era. I stated that before. Inzaghi, which proves day by day that it's either he lost on purpose with Inter, so for everyone to accept that he's going to Saudi Arabia without a backlash, and I actually presented that. As of now, I am not shy of actually saying this. There is a suspicion by Footy Judge Mo that Inzaghi have conspired against Inter and against the team, and he destroyed the team for the people in Europe and in the world media to accept him going to Saudi Arabia without any backlash, like what happened to John Duran, like what happened to the guy that left Wolves, Neves, his name is, like the backlash that happened with everyone that is on top of their game and went to Saudi Arabia. And I really presented this yesterday. But before we go on, we'll talk about João Pedro to Chelsea, Kudus as well, Rodrygo, Eze, Madueke to Arsenal. We'll talk about Isak. We'll talk about, go ahead if you want to talk to somebody. We'll talk about Isak going to Liverpool. Is there a possibility? But before we go there, there's 400 people in the house and we're just starting. So let's get the likes to 200. Don't be frauds. And number one, I want to actually thank you so much, my friend, for the super chat all the way from Emirates, where Ashraf is. Of course, he's saying, why don't you get LB on? Love from UAE. I had LB on a stream, but he's busy with his streams. Of course, LB is on to great things. So we'll try to see if LB can be on the channel. Thank you for everyone supporting the channel, sending super chats, supporting us financially, and actually by liking the video or actually get involved in the conversation with the super chat or even with a regular comment. Thank you for everyone that's sharing this. Last month in June, I actually reached 500,000 views without any views from the shorts, just 500,000 views. That was absolutely a record breaking for that channel, of course. So that was absolutely great. That was my record breaking month in terms of views. That was June, in a dead month in a transfer window, but we reached that. So thank you for everyone supporting the channel and sharing and liking. We reached 35,000 subscribers. That was great. On to 50K, inshallah, soon during the season. We can get there. And I'm going to let the guys talk, and then I'm going to explain to you why I think Inzaghi, it makes a lot of sense that there is a conspiracy theory that is happening at Inter.
There's no conspiracy theory whatsoever. I don't know what you're saying, bro. Like, even if Inzaghi wanted to sabotage the team, if your team went there with, forget about a bad manager, with no manager on the bench, just the players playing by themselves and deciding, they shouldn't lose 5-0.
Exactly.
5-0 is not a manager makes a manager can ruin.
No, it does. I'm gonna explain to you what happened. I'm gonna explain to you, so don't interrupt me. I'm just gonna explain.
Explain.
Basically, it's not only that the PSG game. It started when Inter were going for a treble. It was reported by the Saudi Arabia that he agreed to join Saudi Arabia 2 months before the season ended. Everyone in Europe, if Inzaghi won the league, by the way, Arsenal fans and the media were saying get him to Arsenal. Chelsea fans were saying get him to Chelsea. Man City, some fans said that he might be the successor for Pep Guardiola, but he was recognized as one of the best coaches in Europe. Inter were playing good football, great football. We were scoring goals. We were actually doing good. And then suddenly, he signs for Saudi Arabia. Already the backlash started from the Italian media and the world media and the European media about why would you leave on top of your game one of the most sold coaches in Europe to go to Saudi Arabia for the money. And they started calling him greedy. They started calling him money, whatever. You know, all the stuff that is said about John Duran and everyone that went for Saudi Arabia for the money, which is whatever. He actually didn't rotate in games that he should have rotated. In the final, right? In the final, he literally, we knew that we would have lost the game. PSG were the better team. But the way I saw Inzaghi coach Al Hilal and the way I saw Inzaghi coach Inter don't lose 5-0. We just don't lose 5-0. It doesn't matter. We defend well. And if we don't defend, we score. We didn't create any chances. At 2-0 and 3-0, he pushed forward, and it was humiliating. And it was very obvious that this game could have ended 6 or 7 or 8. And instead of him defending the shirt and leaving with dignity, at least, he actually pushed everyone forward. And that, what we saw is that result. After that result, there are 2 things that happened. Number 1, everyone accepted that Inzaghi is finished and it's okay for him to go to Saudi Arabia. Number 2, at Inter, there was a 400 million debt. For some whatever reason, it is reported that Inter paid the debt. They are paying the debt, and UEFA are forgiving them, right? I am not sure what is happening behind the scenes. I'm not an ITK, and I don't know. But you cannot tell me that Inzaghi couldn't coach Inter to pass the ball twice. We didn't complete 5 passes together in the PSG game. We didn't have a shot on target. We had 1 header that was not even dangerous. We couldn't even pass the ball around. Yeah, that was in the player, but also manager giving wrong instructions to players. Like, for example, there's a lot of things that happened in the game that wouldn't happen in other games. Pushing Bastoni out of his position multiple times, putting Acerbi out. Like, he told Acerbi to follow someone all the way to the halfway line when we were defending on a low block, leaving space, right? His subs were wrong and late. That is this is my conspiracy theory. I don't believe that the coach that coached Al Hilal yesterday, the coach that coached Al Hilal against Real Madrid, doesn't have a plan for PSG. We looked defeated from minute 1. Minute 1, we're defeated against PSG. I was watching the game, to be honest with you, I'm like, this is not the same. It's exactly if Arteta suddenly, everyone is open. The defense is all over the place. You're like, okay, how did you come up with this plan? We had a plan that was working. We played against Man City, by the way, earlier in the season when Man City were winning every game, and we went to the Etihad and we created chances. We played well. We defended well. Suddenly against PSG, everyone is out of position. Marking is completely wrong. We leave 3-on-2 all the time at the back. I was thinking, this is not right. Something is off here. But anyway, that is different.
These mistakes can happen in any game. Look, as you said, it is conspiracy theory, but I think it's so far-fetched because you're making it seem like he couldn't go to Al Hilal even if he won the Champions League. He could. Conte left you guys. That's up 100%. He could. He 100% could. Forget what. Who cares about
Conte
backlash
left
for
us
Conte?
to go to your. Conte disagreed.
Okay,
then
Osimhen
he
left
sat
to
at
go
home.
to Galatasaray. John Duran, who was one of the most sought after
No,
young talents,
and he was
went to Al
absolutely
Nassr.
slaughtered in the media. John Duran
It
was
doesn't
slaughtered
matter.
in the media.
Mo, these guys are earning millions. You think they give a shit about what the media and fans like us say? They
But
don't give a
everyone
crap.
accepted him going to Saudi Arabia. How?
Except that, but that's not his business, right? He could have easily said, "Thank you for the memories. Here is a Champions League. Now let me go make my mullah in Saudi Arabia." I don't think he would. He would, in fact, for him, from a legacy perspective, it's better for him to go to Saudi Arabia winning a Champions League.
I can't
Because then
understand. I
He
can't
can negotiate higher
understand
money.
the coach. I didn't understand the coaching that was done wrong in the Milan game, Napoli game, Lazio game, Bologna game, PSG game. Wrong coaching that he normally doesn't do, because I watch every single game at Inter. We did stuff that we never did before. In terms
What
of
about
positioning.
Barcelona then? Even Barcelona too, but you guys just got lucky with that because everyone before the Barca game said, if Barcelona think they can break down Inter the way they've done other teams, they're in for a different night because Inter are the best defensive team. You guys were ripped open like crazy, but guess what? It worked because even though you were ripped open and you left so
By the
much
way,
spaces,
we were
but
never
you
ripped
killed
open.
them.
Okay, let me tell you.
Yes,
We
you
never
were.
ripped open.
What?
There was a counter when they went 2-on-2, 2-on-2, and Eric Garcia missed the
we
sitter.
were losing. We were losing. We were at that time.
No. They were you were winning 2-0, 2-1. I can't 2-1. You were winning 2-1.
No,
Eric
it
Garcia-
was 2-2. It was 2-2.
Habibi, Wallahi al-Azim, don't mess with
The
me.
one that
I remember
Zomer
this.
said. The one that Zomer said. Let me explain to you the goals. Okay,
It was a
let me
corner
tell you
for Inter Milan,
goals-
and
the goals
Barcelona went with Eric Garcia, and Eric Garcia missed the sitter to equalize.
a
And then 2
corner.
minutes
See,
later
a
they equalized.
corner. Right, a corner.
But even corner, you
Let
don't
me
need
explain
space
to you.
for that.
Barcelona scored from 2 crosses against us. And the third one was Rafinha because it was a counter attack at that time. Correct? This is how Barcelona scored. The first game, Lamine Yamal had to dribble 3 players. PSG walked the ball into the net. Most of the goal. He walked it into the net.
Yeah, they walked it because they moved it. There is a scenario, Mo, which you don't want to accept, which is probably the truth. They were just too good for you guys.
Maybe.
They were too good for
That
most
is as
teams, to
well.
be honest. They were good to, only Liverpool, actually, to be fair, most people say PSG dominated Liverpool home and away, but only Liverpool really, really took them to the wire. Every other team clearly looked second best on every aspect. And I'm sorry to say this, Mo, because I've been saying this for ages ago. I do think Inter Milan are overhyped. Yes, you guys knocked out Bayern and Barcelona, and that made me think like, oh, damn, are they better than what I actually gave them credit for? But after bottling a treble, I would argue that I was right the whole time. Like, it is not me saying I'm right. I'm just saying maybe, Mo, you guys weren't as good as you thought you were.
Maybe.
By the way, I think more embarrassing than the Champions League.
But how were we
What
good
happened in the
against
Serie A?
other teams as well?
But this is what I'm saying. Yeah, but Bayern also, to be honest, I
How
don't
would
trust
we-
Bayern that much.
how
Barcelona
would
was
we
a shocking one. I'll give you that. Barcelona was amazing.
How
I'll
were
give
we,
you that.
by the way, against Barcelona, we were good. Against Bayern Munich, we were good. We were not. Even if you say Barcelona were better, we literally scored 7 goals. They
They
scored
scored
from 2
7 goals,
crosses.
David. Like, come
we-
on.
David,
And some
David,
of
we
their goals
scored-
were amazing. Some of their goals were amazing.
Dave, we scored from 2 corners. They scored from 2 crosses. You know that, right? It was 2 crosses from them. And they scored from a wonder goal from Rafinha from a corner as well. So
But
we
that's
were
the thing,
good.
Mo. Even if I know Champions League is not an excuse because 5-0 is crazy regardless.
It's crazy.
But for me, the more embarrassing thing is how you bottled the league. Because you, in my opinion, and you've said this before as well, your team is by far better than every other team in the
way
league.
better than any.
And to
any
be like, I think you were 4 or 5 points ahead. I can't remember how many points you were ahead at some point. To bottle it from there, I just felt that for me was a lot more embarrassing.
Well, listen, maybe I'll accept that. Why aren't you covering Euro 2025? Club World Cup is a sham. Oh, you're talking about the under 21. I'm not even covering. By the way, man from Uncle, I just want to tell you one thing. I swear to God, I only watched the second half of Inter yesterday. I said before that I don't care about this competition until it reaches a quarterfinal or semifinal. no one watches a lot of this competition. Maybe people will watch now Juventus versus Real Madrid, but I guarantee you only Chelsea fans are watching Palmeiras versus Chelsea, right? I was outside with my wife yesterday, and I literally watched the second half on my cell phone. But it's embarrassing result. It's an embarrassing, but our team, and I'm just being honest, our team is finished. Like, I think Inter are finished. Like, I don't think we'll compete for the league next season either.
I just
We
read
gotta
a
be
stat
also-
someone put in the
also-
comments saying, someone's in the comments said Inter Milan conceded 11 goals in the semi-final and final combined. Like that, 11 goals is mad. 11 goals in 3 games.
Still waiting for a good
Anyway.
Lautaro performance. Still waiting for that.
Can I just say something? Him talking about other people when I watch him walk on the pitch is absolutely hilarious. But anyway, I don't know football, and Lautaro is one of the top 5 forwards in the world. That is what Inter fans want to hear. Inter fans that go, the Italians that go to the San Siro, they literally asked him, would you actually give up Lautaro for Mbappe? And some Inter fans in the stadium said no.
Oh, that's mad.
I swear to God. These were
that's
interviews in Italian outside of the stadium. And they said, the Capitano, Capitano. And they started speaking Italian. Basically, we wouldn't give up Lautaro. Some people were asked about their favorite player at Inter, and they were actually chosen between Adriano, right? Adriano, Milito, and Lautaro. Some of them chose Lautaro. Lautaro Martinez. I watched Lautaro live. And all I'm going to tell you is that literally he bottles the big games. He actually played good against Bayern, scored a goal. He's a bottle job. I really
You
hope
heard his
that
speech after the game. What he was referring to
he's
Calhanoglu.
calling out other players, fine. Because you're the captain, he doesn't deserve to be the captain. If I was him, I would give up my captaincy after the 5-0 defeat. Give it to someone else. You were the captain of Inter in a 5-0 defeat. Give up your captaincy, broski. Give up your captaincy. Just be a player. Don't act like you're a... Lautaro is this kind of guy who acts like he's tough, but he's not tough. He crumbles under pressure. That is my opinion about it. But anyway, 17 minutes on Inter is enough because none of the people care.
Also,
Guys,
why
hit
am I
that
still
like
sat in this corner? I don't like it. I feel like I'm too
Respect your captain, Golden Boot winner, Serie A champion.
Get me out of this corner, Mo. Put me bottom right.
Why?
Get me back.
What is wrong? Bottom right.
I want to be
Bottom
bottom
right.
right. That's my home. Yeah, that's my home.
I don't know why my StreamYard is actually working mad, in my opinion. I don't know.
خلاص انا عدلت لك. Hi guys.
Osam is fixing. Osam is a fraud. You're only late, Osam, by 30 minutes, which is great.
خلاص مش انا بعثت لك مسج
Great.
اهدى.
Great.
اهدى.
30 minutes late, guys. يعني والله we don't
Wait,
know what to say.
bro, be happy I remembered there's a stream اصلا. والله I completely forgot. I'm
I
in the other
texted
room
you
talking to my
before.
mom. والله I have completely forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Damn, he basically said
Damn,
F you
don't
more. What
care.
the hell?
You don't care.
No, never F you Mo. I'm the last person to say F you Mo.
Guys, he
This is
literally
why-
said F you more. He literally
is
said
why
that. He
you
said,
will
"I forgot
never
about your
be-
stream."
Oh my god. This is why you will never be, as Mo said, you will not be the most honorable as David. You'll never get
Yeah.
that title. And
Honorable
Most
David
honorable.
thinks Chelsea overpaid for Caicedo. Big up Honorable David.
As of today, yes. I don't think that's crazy.
I
That's
actually
perfect.
want to start with one thing, guys. Guys, I want to start in the chat with one thing. But before, thank you so much for Mo Nunes for sale for you, my friend, 60 million pounds. That is crazy price for Darwin Nunes.
Now he will say, Wallahi, I will take him over Lautaro.
No, I wouldn't. Darwin Nunes this season has absolutely flopped. Guys,
خلاص.
can we get the likes up a little bit? Khalas, I gave up on this. But imagine, I want you to imagine Osama front line of Lautaro and Darwin Nunes together. Like, I think that would be hilarious. Guys, can we get the likes up to at least 300? There's about 700 people in the house. I want to start with what Ashraf wants to say. Go ahead, Ashraf. You're milled down about Arsenal. I see you on Twitter, by the way. You
Bro.
cry
Yeah,
a
I've
lot.
been crying a lot lately.
Wallah,
even on
you
the court.
cry a lot about Arsenal. You cry a lot about Arsenal.
I mean, I don't cry. I just find it very.
You literally
irritating
said
to
that
see
if we're signing Eze in
stupid
the midfield,
comments.
it's fine.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Eze as a 10 is an amazing signing. He doesn't just come in to add to the squad. He comes in to actually fight for a starting spot. Like, it's amazing. Like, that's proper squad depth. Imagine going into a season with Odegaard and Eze to compete for that spot. That's incredible. But Eze as a left winger, Nah, fam. Like, what the hell are we doing? But
He's
no,
better than Trossard and Martinelli.
I don't give a shit, bro. We're not trying to win the who is better than what we have trophy. We're trying to be better than Liverpool and City. That's what we're trying to do. If you're telling me next season we're winning, we're competing for the title race. We're competing for the title against Chelsea, Newcastle United. You know what? Don't even sign anyone. I think we're fine. We're not doing that, right? We're going up against Liverpool and City. And I've seen these frauds, Hussam and Mo, try to gaslight Arsenal fans. Norgard is a good signing. He's replacing Jorginho, not Partey. That is who he's replacing. Look at him. He's 11 million only. Bruh, what, you guys are such liars. Because the reality is,
Who's lying?
they know he's coming in to replace Partey. David Ornstein said he's coming to replace Partey. Fabrizio said he's coming to replace Partey. Common sense tells you he's coming to replace Partey because we only started signing him and got linked with him after Partey decided to leave. In fact, the plan was to keep Partey and Zubimendi, as reported and as common sense tells you. Because the reality is we agreed with Zubimendi from Jan, and then when Fabrizio gave the here we go, when Sami Muqbil said it's confirmed, when Ornstein said it's confirmed, Fabrizio also a month and a half ago said talks with Partey are going well, right? The reality is we were planning to keep both. This talk with Partey only fell like the last 2 weeks, and I'm assuming it has something to do with Berta because they also apparently fell off in Atletico Madrid.
I'll let Mo respond to you because he mentioned it even on the Ahwa stream to Saad. Like, I'll be honest with you.
I saw that stream and I'm going to cook Saad as well on Friday because Saad doesn't
You're
know
living in dreamland, Ashraf. If you think that a
It's not dreamland.
250k player who's 32 years old with an injury record is gonna
No,
sit on
I'm
the
not,
bench
because
for
the
you.
reality is you guys like to speak in hypotheticals. You don't actually use facts and stuff. Partey averaged 27 Premier League games the last 3 seasons. If he gives me 27 Premier League games next season, forget 27. If he gives me 22 or 23, I'm happy. He played 35 Premier League games last season. He played 14 the season before when he had the major injury. And then he played 33 games the season before. So in 2 of the last 3 seasons, he's played majority 90% of the league. Why are people acting like so weird with this kind of stuff?
Here you go.
And the reality is, before I answer Tevin, the reality is paying Partey 26 million for the next 2 years is still better than paying Norgard 15 or 16 million for the next 2 years. With the transfer fee I'm talking about, obviously. Yes, it's 10, 11 million more, but he's a much, much better midfielder than Norgard that allows us or gives us a better chance at winning the title. Right? If you ask Mo right now, Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, where does Arsenal's midfield rank? He would tell you 5th. And this was before he found out Partey is leaving. So imagine now that Partey is leaving and he's being replaced by Norgard of all teams. And we knew Zubimendi is coming in from like a month ago or 2 months ago. It's such a weird thing. You're better off paying someone like Partey, who knows the team, who's been playing with the team, and who on his day is world class. And last season was our best midfielder. People want to do this revisionism and say, oh, Rice was our best midfielder. Rice was stinking it the first 3-4 months. Why are we forgetting that? This guy was our best midfielder. He's played 2 of the last 3 seasons in full, or almost full, 90%. We're better off paying 26 million for a tier 1 DM than paying 15, 16 million for a tier 3 DM who doesn't help us. He's literally coming in to just sit on the bench and be like, hey, if someone is injured, I'm here. Whereas Partey could have given Zubimendi time to settle in. He could give not only that, by the way, even for the injury record, actually.
Ashraf, I have to stop you.
Even with the injury record, having Zubimendi plays less games. We didn't have that option
Ashraf,
last season.
Ashraf, why do you talk in a way that like life is sunshine and rainbows? And it's okay. Yani, Arteta's gonna wait, Habibi. Arteta's gonna go to Partey at the start of the season and go like, listen, we're gonna put you on the bench. We want Zubimendi to learn off of you. You might not play as many games this season. How do you think that conversation goes? You think Partey is going to go like, yeah, for sure?
That's not how the conversation.
Let me say something. You want to know what
I have an answer, but let you finish first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If Partey stayed, you want to know what I think Arteta would have done? And this is something he's done before. Me and you both know it. You know I don't make up shit. I think he would have played Partey inverted right back. So he would have played all 3 together. He would have played Rice, Zubimendi. He then inverted Partey from right back. I think you're existing in this like sunshine and rainbow world where you can sit someone down like a Thomas Partey and go like, yeah, let's just sit you on the bench for this Zubimendi guy. Zubimendi is younger. His whole career, he's missed like 11 games due to injury in his whole career. He's literally... What does that mean? He's missed 11 games in his whole career.
Partey missed 6 games before he joined Arsenal. 6. in his entire career. And then he came to Arsenal and got injuries. What does that mean? Zubimendi
Yeah,
is coming
okay.
from the exact same league.
So you're saying Arteta's the reason why players get injured then?
No, I'm not. By the way, by the way, he might. I don't know, but I'm not blaming him for this. What I'm saying, by the way, let me answer your first point because I don't want to forget that. This crap about sunshine, talk about Partey. There's no such thing. There's like, you're an important player. You're there in the team next season. That's it. He doesn't have to go and tell him, you will start against Everton. You will play 70 minutes against Liverpool. Against Brentford, maybe you'll be on the bench. They don't have that kind of conversation. Is your manager going to go to Szoboszlai now this season and say, by the way, you're going to be on the bench, so you better shut the fuck up? He's not going to be saying that. He's going to be saying, you're important to me. You'll play. That's what it is. And these players fight it off. In the 22-23 season, when City won the treble, look at how many players played over 30 games. Maher in the Premier League alone. Maher has played over 30 games. Foden, KDB, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. That's how these teams win. Right now, your starting midfield is Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard. That's it. Every time these three are fit for a Premier League or Champions League game, they're starting. We don't have an option of maybe I'll rest him here. Maybe I'll go with a different tactic.
So if Partey was fit, what will happen then?
That's it.
So if Partey remained, what would happen then?
Partey starts some games. Zubimendi starts some games. If Zubimendi flops,
that's the sunshine world. That's the sunshine
That's not
world.
the sunshine world.
Yeah, but
Because
that's what
City
Roy even said on Sunday. You cannot tell Zubimendi, I'm signing you, I won't play you as the starter, and then extend Partey's contract and go like, oh, you might be rested here and there. The
Habibi,
example,
okay.
one second. The example you gave with
your argument
Szoboszlai.
quickly.
The example you gave with Szoboszlai. Wirtz is 100% starting ahead of Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai this season, if he starts for Liverpool, if he plays for Liverpool, is going to be doing what he did in the last 4 games of last season, which what Slot experimented with, which is playing Szoboszlai in DM next to Gravenberch. So that's the situation.
Sam, the reason your argument falls because no big club does that. Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern, Liverpool, Man City, when they sign players, forget Liverpool, but the other clubs, they don't go like, well, I am sorry, we already have 3, you might be sitting. By that logic, why are we signing a striker? Where will Kai Havertz play? Whether you have him playing in the middle or striker, how is the conversation going on between Arteta and Havertz?
The Athletic answered your question. There is an article written on the Athletic.
Okay, no.
Not made by The Athletic answer. One second. I'll answer. Wallahi, I'll give you a real answer. There is a reason why I think, if you ask me right now, Sam, forget what you like. Do I think Arsenal will sign Sesko or Gyökeres? I will tell you right now, I think you're going to sign Sesko. Why? Okay. Because I think what the Athletic reported is true. Arteta still looks at Kai Havertz as his starting striker. So convincing Sesko to be a bench player is a lot more easy than convincing Gyökeres.
No, it's not. It's been that's just where your argument falls because you haven't done your homework. Last season, Sesko rejected us because he didn't want to be backup. He's said clearly last season, I don't want to join Arsenal because I want to start. Now that he's coming in, apparently, according to the reports, and lots of Arsenal content creators are saying this, he's saying, I'm ready to lead the 9. You really think Sesko is like, well, last year I've changed my mind now. Now that other teams are also chasing me, now I will join Arsenal to be in the bench. Hussam, you're contradicting yourself. No manager goes and signs a player and says, listen, you might come on the bench. I don't think Zubimendi's been given promises. You're coming to start, you're coming to be on the bench. Partey was never asking for, hey, I need to play these many games. He was asking for a contract. He was asking for $250K a week for 2 years. Yes, that's a lot. And I told you in your channel last week, if we can go to get someone of quality like a Baleba or someone, great, let go of Partey. But we cannot do that because that's going to cost us a lot of money. So for the next 2 years, if your aim is to win the league, that is going up against the big City and Liverpool mammoths, right? You need to keep Partey, bite the bullet, pay the extra 10, 11 million because you're not paying 10, 11 million for a midfielder who's slightly better. You're paying 10, 11 million for a midfielder who's miles better than Norgard. In every aspect, except for headers, in every aspect of the game, he's better than Norgard. In every aspect. So it's ridiculous for you to say, I would rather save 11 million, but downgrade my midfield tremendously than pay the 11 million and actually keep my top quality DM while also allowing Zubimendi to settle in. And here's the funny thing. If Zubimendi settles in this coming season, you don't need to keep him for a second year. Next year, sell him even for 10 million because now Zubimendi settled. Go get a younger DM then. But what you have done right now is, and you guys have said it yourself, if Zubimendi doesn't play like kind of... By the way, Zubimendi himself is not as good as Partey. Go do the review of Zubimendi in La Liga versus Partey in the Premier League. Partey kills him in majority of the stats. Again, except for aerial duels. Partey destroys him in most stats. So actually, Zubimendi is not even right now, today, a better player than Partey. right? If you kept Partey, you allow Zubimendi to settle in, and if he settles in well, which inshallah he will, Partey next season can leave. We don't need we don't need Partey then. Go get a younger DM who can now play in the long run, who can compete with these guys, help rotate with Rice, help rotate with Zubimendi. You've right now put all your eggs on Zubimendi's going to kill it. Zubimendi's going to be available 38 games. Zubimendi's going to play at a world-class level the way we see him with Spain.
I said this. If your argument is now Zubimendi has to hit the ground running, I'll agree with you. But the other stuff, I'm
exactly.
sorry.
So because you cannot control that, and because it's a big chance, because Rodrygo came from La Liga and flopped his first season. Partey came from La Liga, same position, flopped his first season. Because it's a big chance that could happen, you take the bullet and you say, I will keep both for now. And by the way, Arteta himself said it a month ago. He said, Partey is very important. He's in my plans. I need him for next season. This isn't an Arteta thing. I'm not blaming Arteta, by the way, if anyone thinks that. I know it's a Berta issue, because they've had that problem before, and Partey said it in the interview that Berta doesn't want to pay my agent, or he didn't want to pay my agent in Atletico Madrid. I'm assuming it's the same thing. But that, for me, was a big, big mistake. You've weakened our midfield.
Okay, hold on. You are living in a dreamland where you would have let Jorginho go and replace Jorginho with Zubimendi. Let me explain to you a couple of things that I said before.
That's not what I said, but okay.
Hold on then. Can I just talk? I didn't interrupt you.
Don't lie then. Don't lie. You're saying you're living in a world where you want to replace. I never said that. Say what I said.
You said you wanted Partey, and even though if you bite the bullet, we wanted Partey and with Zubimendi. Yeah. Didn't you say that? That is for me fantasy land. Couple of reasons. Number one, the club doesn't think like you. Thomas Partey has missed 421 games since he has joined Arsenal 5 years from now. That means in 5 years he has been 421 days. 5 years, guys. Thomas Partey has missed 421 days. He wants 250K on a 2-year contract. I don't know how many years they gave Norgard. Actually, by your logic, Norgard actually is better than Thomas Partey defensively by your stats. I'm not saying on the eyes. I'm saying you are the one who started using the metrics and the stats, right?
Partey is better by stats.
Hold on. Let me just finish. Tackles, interceptions, and all the stuff. I literally went and I checked. Thomas Partey excels in some of the passings and stuff like this.
Don't make me share.
I literally checked, bro.
Share your screen. Show me. I'll show you mine. Show me yours. Let's go. Share your screen. Oh, that sounded wrong, by the way. Pause. That sounded so wrong. My bad.
Okay.
I just heard it in my head after I said it.
I'm gonna compare Norgard to Thomas Partey. Okay?
He's comparing Norgard with Partey.
If FBref is actually okay, FBref is down.
I'm using Squawka because Squawka is also like big. I'll share my screen right now. Here it is. 1 second.
I'm talking about the defensive attributes. I did it for
I'm comparing everything. I'm comparing everything. Why am I?
Because it's you just said, okay? You just said that you're using the metrics, right? I watched Norgard, and he's a good player that playing in a Brentford team that is very good, right? Norgard is available. If Thomas Partey, you're giving him 250K and he gets injured, and that is based on the history, he can get injured. And if he does get injured,
last 3 seasons, but yeah, anyways,
he literally the season before that he missed a lot of games. You know how many?
Yeah, games but that's why I told you last 3 seasons he played an average of 27 games per season in the Premier League.
No, don't do this because I'm looking at it. In the 23-24 season, he missed 32 days with groin injury, and he missed 113 days with hamstring injury. So basically,
how many did he miss last season?
He missed 6 days. So he was.
And how many did he miss? And how many did he miss 22-23? Because you're going in the season that you like. How about 22-23? When all 3 seasons we challenged.
He missed a month.
There you go. Thank you. He played 33 Premier League games that season.
And the season before, he missed the same. So basically, he missed 113 and 9. So he missed 120, more than 120 days in a season. Huh? That's what you're using a logic that is saying that in the last 3 seasons. Now do it in the last 4 seasons. Now do it in the last 5 seasons. See how many days he missed.
But I'll go by the recent stuff. Why would I go by the old data? It makes no sense.
By the
recent data.
By the recent stuff. In the last 2 seasons, he almost missed half a season. Sorry, he almost missed the whole season. Okay, hold on. In the last 2 seasons, guys, he almost missed 1 whole season of the last 2 seasons.
Can I share my screen? Can I share my screen? Because you like to ramble without actually showing facts. Can I share my screen?
Here, yes. Right
here. Share. Squawka. I don't know if it's showing or not.
No, I don't do this.
Yeah. So Norgard apparently is better than Partey. And I said it, he's better than him in aerial duels because I remember I checked
zoom
this.
zoom
He's also
zoom
better-
zoom
No. Now go down.
sorry.
Ball
I'll zoom,
recoveries.
I'll zoom.
Ball
اعطيها
recoveries.
كمان واحدة زوم.
Intercept.
ايوه خلاص.
Ball recoveries. Ball interception.
Ball recoveries, interceptions, and aerial duels.
Tackles. Where is
All the
tackles?
stuff-
Tackles. Where is tackles?
Tackles is Partey, 2.9 per game. What are you on about? And by the way,
I literally
we don't
just
need
checked
our
it.
DM.
I
We don't
literally
need our-
just checked it.
Habibi, Squawka is reliable. Don't tell me now this is a fake website. we
FB
don't
ref,
need-
it's very reliable.
Our DM doesn't just, by the way, get the ball and tackle. Amazing. One amazing thing about Partey, which people say he's better than Ryson, and that's why we need him, is he gets the ball from the center backs and actually but carries it forward, gives it to the players who can do damage. You're telling me, replace him and get a tackler, but that's not how we play. What are you on about?
And that is what you don't
majority of the
understand.
stats, Partey is better.
This is why you are absolutely comparing Norgard to Partey.
Also,
Oh my God.
sorry, one last time.
It's
Because
never
Mo
gonna
likes to
stop.
say-
It's never gonna
No,
stop.
I won't, because you guys are lying. Mo and Hussam are now saying you're living in a utopian world, a fantasy world. Guys, asked them a month ago, did they ever think Partey is leaving? They mentioned Partey and Zubimendi at stake.
Absolutely.
Oh, I did streams with you where you said,
Absolutely.
I did streams with you when you were comparing the midfield. You said, well, Chelsea have this, and this. Liverpool have this, and this. Arsenal have Zubimendi because it's done, guys. It's not me. It's not Mo. It's the reports. Zubimendi, Partey, Rice, Moreno, and Odegaard. Why didn't you at that time say,
But
by the way, Zubimendi is
why-
coming in and Partey is going to leave? You only
So
said
why
it when
are you now?
he's
So
leaving.
okay, I am. By the way, if my club, by the way, I didn't know that Thomas Partey wanted even an increase in wages. Increase. Imagine Chelsea have a
It's been
32
reported
years
for
old.
months. It's been reported for months. What are you on about?
No, it doesn't say that.
The
I thought
reports
that
for months
Thomas
that he
Partey,
wanted
And by the
250k
way,
for 2 years.
a 32 years old with his injury record wanting a salary increase is actually crazy.
Yeah,
think it's crazy.
Habibi. Okay, that's fine. Get rid of him.
I
Okay, but
genuinely
that's
think
not-
it's crazy.
Habibi, no problem. Get rid of him. Go get Baleba or something. Put your money where your mouth is then.
Baleba?
Baleba's got the money.
80 million pounds.
Mo.
You want Zubimendi?
Mo.
What is he
Mo.
talking about?
One sec. Mo. Who's your favorite for the
This
league
is
next season?
extra dreamland now.
Who's your favorite to win the league next season? Mo.
As of
Liverpool.
now, Liverpool.
Who's second to win the league? You mentioned City, so I don't know if you're
As
going to
of
change your
now,
answer.
City. As of now,
Okay.
City.
And where do you rank Arsenal's midfield right now between City, Chelsea, and Liverpool? Where do you rank Arsenal's midfield?
Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, City.
So you have us third in midfield. You have us
Yes.
third in league favorites, and you're basically saying it's okay for your midfield to be weaker. That's why we need to keep Partey because the aim is to win the league.
Okay, here's the thing. You're absolutely, your defense is way higher than everyone else.
It's
City
higher
don't
than
even
no. It's
compete.
way higher than City. It's not higher than.
And hold
it's
on,
higher than
let
Liverpool.
me
It's not
just
way
finish.
higher.
Let me finish. Liverpool are similar, but you're better because your
We're better,
fullbacks.
yeah.
Number one, there are two things here. Based on the current situation, your defense is much better than Liverpool. Why? Because there's Van Dijk.
Yes.
We don't know if Konate is staying or leaving. At the current moment, reports are saying Konate is actually now not renewing the contract. That is reported half an hour ago.
Based on him staying, we're better, but we're not far better. We're better though.
Frimpong is not even a right back. Frimpong is not even a right back. Right? It's not even a right back. In your
Yeah, but
not
Hussam said it works for the way they're gonna play, so doesn't matter. For the way they're gonna play, it works.
He's not a defender. He's not a defender.
Yeah, Habibi, I agree with you on defense. Let's move on. You're sticking to a point that's irrelevant.
Okay. Forward
Attack-
line. As of now,
we're way
listen,
worse.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Habibi, hold on. As of now, Arsenal don't
Yeah.
even compete with anyone. As of now.
Exactly.
But that's not if this midfield with Rice, Zubimendi, Norgard, Moreno, Odegaard, I'm assuming Eze, if you get Eze, along with a Cisco and maybe a left winger. I don't know who your fucking left winger is. Is it a dream to put Rodrygo in? Maybe. But listen to me. Just now, the Real Madrid lineup came out. Rodrygo's on the bench. Where do you
Wait.
think Rodrygo's gonna leave or not? Rodrygo's on the
Wait.
bench.
No. By your logic and Hussam's logic, it's impossible. That's dreamland. How will we get Eze and Rodrygo and a striker?
Very
How is
simple.
Eze? How will you
very
convince
simple.
Eze to play with Odegaard? Who's going to sit on the bench
Very,
more?
very simple, very simple.
I agree with you. I
I'm
don't
not
think you sign
wicked.
Eze and Rodrygo. I think you
Eze-
sign
La
one.
la la, but Ornstein said we are.
This is
Ornstein
gonna turn
said,
into. Oh, this is gonna turn
Habibi,
into a
if you guys
shouting
see a
stream.
lie,
Ornstein is wrong.
This is
Ornstein
gonna
is
turn.
wrong.
This is not a YouTube show now. We're just shouting at each other. Simply,
Because you guys are
Ornstein-
backtracking.
Ya
Look at
Allah,
Honorable
ya
David.
Sabri.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, Allah, ya
Go ahead.
wali Sabri.
If I'm
Yeah,
going to be
I'm
honest,
muting.
if I'm going to be honest, I don't care. Like, it doesn't move the needle in any way, shape, or form. They've got worse. The end of the conversation. It's done. They got
That's
worse.
it.
Hold on.
That's it.
You think? Okay, hold on. I think actually that's what the people want to say. I asked a question. Would you rather have Zubamendi and Norgard or Partey and Jorginho? Everyone in the chat, answer this. And by the way, don't tell me last season. I want to talk about 25, 26 season. So Jorginho is actually a year older and Partey is a year older. Would you rather have Partey, Norgard? I'm just going to play this game with you. Or Zubamendi or Partey and Jorginho. Which one is better?
Why are you
Anyone
giving that? I
answer
don't
me.
want either.
See?
No,
but
That's
That's
not what I'm
no.
saying. I'm
Wait,
saying
wait,
the
wait,
third
Isak,
option,
Isak, wait,
Subamendi
wait.
and Partey, which
That's
you
what I was-
conveniently excluded. So Mo and Hussam think, how is it possible to have a dreamland of Partey and Subamendi, but it's possible to have a dreamland of Eze and Odegaard. It's possible to have a dreamland of
No, no.
sorry,
Mahanta,
sorry,
you
not
didn't let
Hussam,
me
sorry, not
Mahanta
Hussam.
Ashraf.
Yeah,
You
not
didn't
me.
let
I
me
don't
talk.
think you're gonna sign
You
both.
didn't let me talk to actually give you
Go
why Eze, why you can get Eze. Number one, Eze's dream is to play for Arsenal. The guy will come to Arsenal and try to back himself. Number two, Eze's payment is literally 20 million this season. They want 20 million every season for the next 3 years, plus 8 million add-ons. These add-ons will be if you win the league or the Champions League. So basically, that 20 million that you're negotiating for Cisco or Eucharist are being added to get fucking Eze, that his dream is to play for Arsenal. He wants to leave Crystal Palace. What is this?
You missed the point completely. You didn't even answer my question. Your point earlier was don't mention money because that wasn't your point.
Not me.
You
That's
you
Hussam.
no, you
I'm
backed
fine.
Hussam. You backed Hussam when you said it's dreamland to have Partey and Zubamendi, right? How will you go to Eze now and convince him, hey, you're coming in to start while also starting Odegaard, while if we believe Ornstein, because he said it's separate from the winger, while we're also getting a left winger. How will we keep these? And
So
how
that
will
is
we get
okay.
Cisco?
That
While
is very
also-
viable. Okay, I'm going to answer you. Based on what Ornstein have said, it looks like it's very viable that Arsenal do this. That looks like it's not dreamland. Okay, the word dreamland means Liverpool sign Nico Williams on the left or Liao and sign Isak. That's called dreamland, right? And they go and sign Zubamendi from Arsenal. That is dreamland. Or they go and get Ederson and they get Isak and they get what's his name, Liao. Isn't that dreamland? Osam, that's dreamland, right? Dreamland happening.
No, I disagree with you. Okay, I look at it differently.
No, hold
But
on.
the reason-
Let me finish
The
the
reason
point.
why I said
didn't even-
dreamland
No,
is
Osam.
I don't think two
Sam.
players of that caliber will accept rotating with each other.
Also, why would you give someone with no resale value, with nothing, 250k to sit on the bench?
And on top of this, look,
I just
listen,
explained it.
Ashraf, I keep my energy consistent for the Eze Rodrygo thing. I don't buy it. I think if you buy Eze, you're not going to buy Rodrygo. And if you buy Rodrygo, you'll not buy Eze. Because guess
That's-
what? Both
Okay,
both
Osam
of them
versus
want-
Ornstein. Osam
yeah,
versus
Sam
Ornstein.
Ornstein, no problem. The reason why I say that is because right now it's a World Cup year. Guess what? Eze want to start for England. Rodrygo want to start for Brazil. He ain't trying to miss a whole World Cup. Same thing with Eze. So the thing is with this conversation is, look, I think Arsenal are going to sign one of the wingers. Because I don't think you can speak to Rodrygo and go like you and Eze are going to compete for the left wing. Yani with
Yeah,
all due
Habibi,
respect,
so how did David Ornstein said that? How did David Ornstein? Can you explain to me?
Rodrygo is not. Let's establish something. Eze is not going to come to Arsenal to play backup to Odegaard. Number one. Number two, Rodrygo is not going to leave Real Madrid, come to Arsenal so he could compete with another winger for a starting position.
I'm getting
Because
a headache. I need to respond to this after Osam is done.
Yeah. So this is the thing for
But
me. So
I just want to say one
No,
quick
hold
thing.
on.
on
No.
that.
Wallahi al-Azim, talata. I'm gonna
Go.
lose my head.
خلينا
Go
نكمل بالأول
ahead.
بعدين نصيح.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So you look at Arsenal. I think that you will sign one of Eze or Rodrygo, and that's my honest opinion.
And
I
what
think
next?
And the reason why I say that is Odegaard is going to start. That's a guarantee. Arteta's not dropping his captain. Declan Rice is going to start. Bukayo Saka is going to start. So this now leaves the striker position, which we have gotten athletic articles telling us it's Kai Havertz / Gyökeres or Šeško. Your left wing position is going to be either Eze or Rodrygo, because Eze is not coming to Arsenal to play in the number 10. And the midfielder, back to the whole thing that started this whole thing, and that's why I did agree with Mo on that point, which is Zubimendi and Partey are not going to sit down in a room, go like, yeah, we're going to rotate. You play this week, I play next week. Both of them want to play. Both of them want to start.
You know how you know that's false? Guys, I'll ask you guys a question and be honest. You guys are always honest. If Partey said, I don't want...
that is honest and honorable.
Yes, only one. Sorry, David. If Partey said, guys, I don't even want an extra... You know what? Don't even pay me 250. Pay me 150k a week. Would he have stayed or not?
You might
say that again. Say that again.
If Partey didn't ask for increase in wages, let's say he accepted the exact same. Let's say he accepted whatever Arsenal were offering him, because Arsenal were offering him something after he signed Zubimendi. So that means Partey staying or leaving has nothing to do with the playing time. It's the money. Because because Ornstein and everyone said it, Zubimendi's coming in, Partey's contract talks are going well, which means Arteta and the team were trying to keep both. If Partey came out saying, I don't want 250k a week, I want 100 or 150 or just the same money, don't even pay me extra, whatever you're offering, he would have stayed, which means this thing about who's going to play, who's going to stay is irrelevant.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying that the reason why this happened is this. All I'm simply saying, Habibi, is I'm looking at it from your perspective as a fan. If they both stayed, one of them is going to start. The reason why he left is the money. That's it.
I agree. I agree. He left with the money, but what I'm saying,
you could have asked why he left. I would have said the money 15 minutes ago.
That's why I was saying paying him 11 million more is better than paying Norgard 50. Paying 11 million more for Partey is better than getting Norgard. That's what I was trying to say. So even financially, if you're trying to win the league, that's a smart choice. If the aim is to be top 4 next season, I 100% agree. Let Partey go, because we don't need Partey to be to win the league, right? That same way how I'll say, if the aim is to only finish top 4, hell, if we can even sell Odegaard, maybe sell him and get Eze, we don't need to have 2 10s. We're trying to compete with 2 mammoths, to compete with them, and you both don't have us competing with them next season. So to compete with them, we need to keep our midfield, or at least keep it strong. Right now, we've weakened it. That's a reality.
Okay, I'm going to respond to a couple of things. Go ahead, David. Thank you so much for speaking finally.
Well, it's just that you guys are having such a back and forth. I don't need to get involved. We don't need to make this a 4-way shouting match. I'll just
okay. To be honest, Ornstein is saying that Arsenal
let
will
David
sign.
say his opinion. David, what's your opinion?
He doesn't want to take.
No, he wants to talk.
I was just going to say it's clearly a money thing. It has to be a money thing, because why would they get rid of him if he was a significant contributor last year to get
exactly
and then bring in Norgard? It doesn't make any sense. Why would they actively try and get worse? It doesn't make sense. Why are people? This is what I don't get. Why are people acting like Norgard is this guy? Like he's Brentford's, like he's Mbuemo. He's not. He's Norgard. Nobody, half people in here can't even spell Norgard. This like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? They've got weaker. I don't know why they've done this, but they've got weaker. They could have had Zubimendi, Partey, and Norgard together. They could have had all 3 if they really wanted to. Oh, we're worried about the depth. Why? Because last year they had Norgard. They had Jorginho, Partey, and what's it? I can't even. My brain's not even working now. But they had
Moreno.
They had Marino. They have the depth there. So it's not they couldn't have 3 people rotating. And there's no way Norgard's walking into Arsenal being like, "No, I'm as good as Thomas Partey. I'm as good as Jorginho." He can't do that. He can't. He literally can't do that. He don't have the credentials. So it has to be money. It's only money, and that's why it's bad they didn't get him back.
Okay, let me do the super chats, and then we'll talk about the Forbes, because there's actually breaking news now, right? Okay, there's breaking news that just happened. Okay, so let's talk. Sam, I tried, brother. He tried.
Yeah, he was trying to tell news. It didn't work.
Let Mikel Arteta do what he wants. I am done. Fuck him. AMT is saying.
I love this message from AMT.
But AMT, initially I used to think that way as well. And I was like, yeah, let him get whoever he wants. Because then if he fails, it's his players. But then how does that help us? Like, I don't want my team to have a bad season and for me to be miserable just so I can say, well, I was right about Arteta. Who gives a shit about that? Like, If we can do something to fix it, or the board can, they should do something.
I actually now understand. There is one thing that Sam might be right. It just clicked. I'm gonna tell you after the super chat, and people actually might actually now. This is gonna be your head is gonna explode. Okay, but people in the chat, listen. There's over 1,000 people. Can we get at least to 500 likes on the stream? Listen, I really want to end a live stream on a 500 likes, and I don't want to stop it again. Let's get the likes up because I actually now will tell you what Ornstein meant by 3 attackers. The man from Uncle here is saying at the geezer on top right, you're doing that was Ashraf. That you're doing too much defending for an alleged rapist who can't stay fit is greedy as fuck and just bad news.
Yeah, but ELCN, sorry, I'm gonna actually respond to you this time. I hate when people do this because you spent the whole season doing Partey prop. Just because Ashraf disagrees with this Partey selling thing, now you want to bring this thing up. All you Arsenal fans who are using this reason, wallahi, you're all a bunch of fucking hypocritical pricks. And you're all using, actually, like a woman being harmed. We have to say allegedly because we're on YouTube. A woman being hard to score brownie points. Fuck every single person who brings up this point because there was actually a woman harmed allegedly harmed in this whole situation, and instead you're sat here like a little prick. ELCN, you're in my comment section and in most comment section the whole season. Wallahi, you never brought that up, and every single Arsenal fan in the chat who's bringing this up should be ashamed of himself. Because instead of actually talking about this real situation, you say shit like this. That's completely dumb and stupid. Either respond to him from a footballing perspective or don't bring up stupid shit like this because the alleged situation includes a woman actually being harmed. Don't use that shit to score brownie points like a fucking idiot. Because you watch every single one of my shows. I don't ever see you say this. So don't be a dumbass now. Relax.
By the way, and I want to double down on that. I've seen many who in the season Arsenal fans who criticize him and curse at him because they think he's done something. Again, allegedly. I don't obviously want to say allegedly. I respect that a lot more because that's their belief and that's consistent. If you this whole time, maybe you're not an Arsenal fan, but for any Arsenal fan doing this, if you as an Arsenal fan have been propping Thomas Partey and just a week or not a week ago, before the news came out that the contract talks fell down, you were talking about, oh, he's so important. Oh, we have depth. We have this. Partey's amazing. And then you change your tune because Partey is leaving now. That's just another one of you guys sucking off the club. If you believe a player is good and you change your opinion because he's leaving now, you're sucking off someone. If you said the player is bad and I'm happy he's leaving because I always thought he was bad and you had that energy before the contract talks fell down, fine, I respect that. Whether I agree or not, it's different. I respect that. For you to come and say, we don't need Partey here. If I go and check your comments from a couple of months ago, it better not be that, oh, Partey's amazing, we need to keep him. It's so freaking inconsistent. It's crazy.
Gonna move on from the alleged situation. Hit that like button. As Luke is saying, guys, we're at 300 likes. Let's get to 500 likes. Hit that like button. Why the sudden gaslight from Hussam and Mo? Because I'm convinced. Well, okay, I'm not gonna answer for myself. I don't know, Hussam. I am convinced that Thomas Partey, for a 32 years old, to ask for 250k to be on the bench, if he gets injured, which is he has a lot of injury history, a lot of Arsenal fans said, you should have signed someone else. We already got Zubamendi. I believe that would have happened. And Arsenal fans would have said, oh, another 250k, why you don't play him? That is what I think would have happened from Arsenal. Castor, I'm not gaslighting. I genuinely believe what I say. I believe Zubamendi, Norgard is an upgrade on Partey, and Jorginho. I never said it's an upgrade because some people want to actually make it that I said Norgard and Zubamendi is an upgrade on Partey and Zubamendi. No, Partey is a much better player than Norgard, but at the same time,
better than Zubamendi.
I don't know that. I don't believe that. The club doesn't.
I mean, the numbers say that. The stats say that. But anyways,
probably the numbers. But that is my take. Let me just finish the next one. It is embarrassing to want Partey this much. He'll be playing for Gala or in Saudi, and he will likely miss half a season. First, that's exactly one of the risks. Maybe Arsenal didn't want to pay 200. Maybe Arsenal didn't want to pay 250k for this. Marcin is saying if they get Eze, then it could increase the chance of Noni being the winger. They get to support both flanks. If they get Rodrygo, then it will be Cisco. Actually, that is what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to leave this and come back to it in a bit. Mr. Ash, I'm 60 years old and don't want a heart attack. Like he's like...
I know, AMT. I know. but it is what it is.
Norgard is Jorginho replacement, not Partey. He left due to payment. Ashraf, due to his contract ending, we couldn't keep him, so the club wasn't in game or whatever.
But again,
Doesn't
Brian, that I understand that if the reports weren't saying a month ago the contract talks were going, they were planning to keep him. Ornstein was reporting, Fabrizio was reporting. The contract falling out, or the contract talks falling, only happened a couple of weeks ago, which means the plan this whole time was to keep Zubimendi and keep Partey. If Partey is asking for something that we cannot afford, as I said, I would bite the bullet and pay the extra 11 million, right? Only because I understand for us to win a league, because that's my aim. My aim is next season, we have to win the league. So I'm looking at what increases our chances to get there. Partey leaving or paying Partey 11 million more increases our chances.
Now, I understand what Sam was saying, that he doesn't think it will be Eze, and Dave can now come in with this. That it won't be Eze and Rodrygo. Because there is reports now that Arsenal, this is Florian Plettenberg, and people before you come for me, you literally believed him when he said Zubimendi is an Arsenal player. So don't change your energy now. He's the one that actually said, he is the one that broke the record that the meeting in England was for Liverpool, not City. Everyone remembers this. He is the only journalist that said that Wirtz actually met with Liverpool, not City in England. And it turned out to be his correct. He might be correct in some. He said that Arsenal actually have an offer for Noni Madueke already. If Arsenal agree Eze, the three attackers might be Eucharist, as it is reported now that Arsenal are about to sign Eucharist. That's now, about an hour ago.
L'Equipe,
and it might
right?
be yes, L'Equipe, and it might be Noni Madueke and Eze. I believe so. I believe
Good
it might
news
be
and
Eucharist.
bad news at the same time. It's bad.
Eucharist, you get Eucharist, what you want. How good is that?
But
Dave?
then
How good is that? Eze, Eucharist. Okay, forget Noni Madueke. Okay. But he's a backup for Saka. What do you think? Arteta, are you with us or you're?
Yeah. I think it's like
I'm with you as well. I was
an
just messaging.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10.
8? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah. What?
Okay.
For just those two, they're clear improvements. No? Am I bugging?
So
Am I
you
bugging?
could, by the way, if you, I'm gonna tell you guys something. Wallah al-azim, that people change their energy, because Arsenal now are linked with Rodrygo. Let me just give you an example, okay? Forget Noni, okay? Forget Madueke. David, hear me out. If you told Arsenal fans before the window started and no one knew that Rodrygo's leaving and no one knew that he will be benched, if you told Arsenal fans, by the way, in the summer transfer you're getting Eucharist, Zubimendi, Eze, a center back, a goalkeeper, and a backup DM, what do you think Arsenal fans would have said?
They would have been
Forget Madueke.
They would have been
They'd be very happy, right? But because everyone now, because Arsenal are linked with Rodrygo, everyone is saying, no, Eze is not good. We want Rodrygo. But what if Rodrygo doesn't go? What if Arsenal are already informed that Rodrygo is not leaving? Maybe. We don't know. Maybe they are informed that Rodrygo is not leaving. Now they need to go to other directions. That's why they're going for Eze and Madueke as backup. They got Odegaard, they got Zubimendi, and they got. How is that good?
Yes. That is what.
So Ashraf,
What are we doing here?
I mean,
Right.
what is it? Is it good to do what? To win the league? I don't think so. Like, I love Eze coming in as a 10 because I think he's an amazing midfielder, right? But if he's coming in to be the left winger, if Rodrygo's not available, it's not the end of the world. Of course, yes, Rodrygo should be a number one option. I get that, and everyone is reporting that he's a number one option. But if he isn't available, there are other talented left wingers. Maybe not as good as Rodrygo, but they're good enough to be playing there. And that's their position. They are left wingers. So there's Rafael Leao, who you also said is a very good signing if we make it happen. There's Barcola, who I know is not the best when it comes to finishing chances, but he's a decent left winger. There's Adamelo Lukman, who I read there were reports linking us with him 2 days ago, if I'm not wrong. I would rather get that. I would much rather we get Eze to be a midfielder, to play him as a 10. Maybe sometimes play him and Odegaard in the midfield, like we're playing with like 2 10s or basically 2 advanced 8s or whatever you want to call it. So as a left winger, I don't think... No, by the way, I don't mind Madueke. Madueke coming in to be backup for Saka, I think that's okay. That's really good. He is a very good backup. People are saying he's not a good enough backup. That's mad.
I like him. He's a good backup, of course.
Yes, but if he's coming in to be the left winger, let's assume that we sign Madueke, we don't sign Eze. We get Madueke and Gyökeres. That's also a disaster. Because A, he's not a left winger. That's one. And two, he's not good enough anyways to be a starting player for a team that tries to win the title. Everything I'm saying again...
Eze is not good?
Madueke, I said. As a starter for left wing,
no one.
He's not good enough.
Arsenal are not going to get a left-footed winger to be on the left side. Okay, let's establish
I hope
this.
not. I hope
That's
not.
why you distance yourself from Kudus.
But they've done it with Martinelli. Yeah, but they've done it with Martinelli where they played him on the right.
No. But he played him because there was nobody.
There was Nwaneri. Nwaneri was on the bench. He
doesn't trust Nwaneri, and you know that. He doesn't trust Nwaneri.
Okay, but then, fine. If he doesn't trust Nwaneri, this is also a bit baffling, right? Because if what Ornstein said is true, that is, we are looking at
three attackers, a winger, a striker,
three
and
attackers. Then what happens with Nwaneri then? I don't mind, by the way, whatever helps us win, so I don't care. I don't have that player sentiment the way some people do. But I'm just curious then what happens to someone like Nwaneri then? Like if he's not gonna give
I don't know. Maybe Nwaneri needs more years to develop. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, I don't know what is going on, to be honest with you. But in the same time, it looks like actually it's just been, someone just sent me a DM, Jamal, just said that actually Graham Bailey said that actually Rodrygo is about to leave Real Madrid. He's about to announce after the Club World Cup that he's leaving Real Madrid and he's Arsenal's dream target. Okay.
Ooh, if that happens.
Graham Bailey just...
This whole Partey thing will be forgiven if we get Rodrygo, Gyökeres.
And Gyökeres. Do you think your favorites then?
Oh my God.
If that's the case.
Yes, look, as I said, no. I'm not doing this game. The champions will always be the favorites.
It's gonna be underdog,
especially given that they signed Wirtz. The champions will always be the favorites. But yeah, I think we will be very close if we get. How is that shameless, Tevin? I'm literally saying if we sign Rodrygo and Gyökeres and Eze. How's that? Because then we would have weakened one area, but we would strengthen other areas tremendously. So overall, it's probably like a net positive.
Can we just establish something? Semenyo's off the market. Semenyo's off the
I saw that.
Right? Semenyo's off the market. Nobody's getting Semenyo. Actually, someone said, I'm trying to find the news. Someone said in the chat that actually Kudus is going to Chelsea, which is, I don't know.
That's a good. No, don't do that.
Very good signing.
Very good signing. I read Spurs.
You must no. It's actually says he's actually giving the yes to Chelsea.
Damn,
he's giving the yes for a move to Chelsea.
Spurs.
Okay, Arteta
so you're front three next season.
I'm trying to find all this information. Where the fuck are you finding this?
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Share screen.
I read Spurs yesterday. I didn't read Chelsea at all. Because if they have Kudus, João Pedro, Cole Palmer, even Gittins, who's young, I get it. That's not a bad front four, honestly, man. That's a very, very good front four. Plus Caicedo and Enzo behind them.
Someone shared it on the... someone just shared it in the comment section.
Akash, I agree. If we get Gyökeres, Rodrygo, Eze, that's definitely a 9 out of 10 window for me. I agree.
Maybe it's a lie. Fake news. Forget about it.
9 out of 10 mean, ya habibi, that's 10 out of 10. Be quiet, man. Said 9 out of 10.
No, for me the Partey thing's still like big. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's like
he's hurt. Amazing. Arteta will use Eze like he uses Trossard. This is much better player. Shane is saying, Mo, keep news on Gyökeres. We literally just spoke about it, that actually Gyökeres might be going to Liverpool. So if you get Kudus with João Pedro, Gittins and Delap, you must challenge them.
No.
You must challenge.
More today is in a different planet.
What's your definition of challenge? That's the first.
Inshallah, ya Rab, Arsenal sign Madueke and Sesko, ya Rab.
Why?
Why big people in the chat keep saying that actually Kudus said that he will wait for Chelsea? Where do you guys get this fucking news? Someone DM me the news then. If you guys
Habibi, I'm on my phone trying to find the shit. Where is it? Transfer News Live?
Where the fuck is the shit? Where do you guys keep saying the Kudus shit?
But David, I'm curious. I'm gonna do something that I don't really believe.
Even Abdi Maz doesn't lie. Mazza tells us what he's seen. This shows Chelsea. Where the fuck is this news?
Where do you find this shit?
Sure.
It says, where the fuck is this news?
That's clearly a lie.
That's
clearly
fucking weird, bro.
But
Stop being
David, look,
weird.
I'm gonna do something which I know might be a bit shameless, but I'll do it anyways because people love doing this all the time. Let's assume Chelsea win the Club World Cup, which is not impossible because I think. Wait. Because your side of the bracket, by the way, the Brazilian clubs are dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but your side of the bracket.
Yeah, I know about it. I know about it.
Yeah, you know firsthand. It's not impossible.
Hey, Saudi
It's not
sides are dangerous
impossible.
as well.
Yeah,
It's
Al
not
Hilal is
impossible.
dangerous. Yeah.
Inzaghi is
It's not
fucking one of the
impossible
best coaches in the world. The motherfucker, just he's fucking
Oh
trick.
my God, stop it. It's not impossible for you guys to reach the final. And if you reach the final, you can win it, right? If you win the Club World Cup, you would have basically won 2 trophies in the last couple of months. Plus, you signed João Pedro, you signed Gittins, you signed, I don't know who you're getting, right wing. You're probably getting some goalkeeper, I'm assuming. By that logic, why shouldn't you be challenging?
I think it's just
Again,
for my definition. I think it's a year early because
Here.
Ashraf. Some people,
You're
some
actually
people,
such a gaslighter. You're
no,
a
I'm not,
gaslighter.
because last year people said Chelsea were challenging for a league title. I sat there and said, "No, we're not. Are you done?" And then by February, we were nowhere. We were nowhere
He
to be
did.
seen. So, what's your definition? Because if your definition is Chelsea are within 5 points of first by the end of January, then yeah, why not? We could be there 100%. But if your definition is mine of you've got to be in with a good chance of winning it in April, May, then
Yeah, that's what I
maybe
mean.
not. Then maybe
That's
by
what I mean.
April, May, do I expect Chelsea to be within 5 points of the league? No, I don't.
No, but then because for me, right, and Mon Hussam can also back me up with this. Every time people tell this to Arsenal fans, your team, when they win a trophy and they know what it means to win, they can build momentum on that. And you would have won 2 trophies while strengthening the team. It's not like you won 2 trophies and started doing nothing. You won 2 trophies and you also went to the market and bought and Mo thinks Chelsea has the best midfield in the league. I'm assuming you'll get a keeper, so you'll definitely have a better keeper. Defensively, you have the best left back according to Chelsea.
They are already interested in a center back, and they are genuine interested
There
in a
you
center
go.
back as well.
There you go. The best DM in the league, or now that Rodri's back, second best DM in the league. Why wouldn't you challenge until April? Unless Maresca is an issue.
I think Maresca is an issue, but because he's young and he's inexperienced, I think he'll make mistakes.
Arteta's young.
But I don't think he's like he's gonna make mistakes where it's like, oh, we got to get rid of him. That's my opinions on Maresca. But right now I'm on the Maresca train. I'm with him.
By the way, I agree with you, David. I was just being shameless. I don't think you should expect your team. If you challenge, it's amazing. But
I expect my team to challenge for longer than they did last year. But I don't expect us to be in. I don't expect us to be in with a chance of winning the league. So we'll be in that happy medium point of like, oh, we'll get to like March or April, and then we'll be like, we just ran out of gas at the end. And then the season after, that's when I want it to be like, now we've got to go. Now the season after is like, now it's a must. But I am not putting us with the other 3 musts. The 3 musts, they can do their thing. But
City must not. City must not.
Why? But why not? They're
why
Man
not?
City.
What do you mean?
They're Man City. Pep Guardiola is
This will be the first time
City.
in
The difference
history
between everyone. The difference between everyone is that City should win the league. They are actually in a shout to win the league. They will aim to win the league. If City comes second or third next season, I would think there will be a tantrum from Chelsea. But if Liverpool, with the signings they have, come second or third, there will be a tantrum from. If Arsenal, fucking regardless of who you sign, come second or below, there will be a tantrum from. There won't be.
No. If we sign, I promise you this, if we sign Sesko and challenge for the league till game week 38 and finish 2 points behind Liverpool or 1 point, I promise you a lot of Arsenal fans will say, we just got rid of Partey, we got Zubimendi, Sesko is in, give them 1 more season. I get that won't be the case. The reason I say City also must, not as much as Liverpool and Arsenal, for starters, as a manager, Pep has never ever not won gone 2 league titles in 2 leagues in a row without winning. Ever in his entire managerial career. This will be the first time that happens.
He will go for the league. I never said he won't go for the league.
No, but I'm saying if he doesn't win it, that's the first time in his career that he has 2 consecutive seasons where he doesn't win the league.
So that already happens. It happens.
I know, but I'm saying for him as a manager, it'll add that pressure. That's
because
at
the current moment with Liverpool selling what's his name? What's his name? Nunes. and trying to go for Isak. Number one, if Liverpool get Isak, I think they're miles back. Allah al-Azim.
This is another thing that Hussam, I don't know about Mo, but Hussam has done this fraudulent thing. He will talk about reports about, Isak, but he won't mention that Ornstein said it's very unlikely. And even to start a conversation, 150 million is the minimum bid you have to put in to start the conversation.
No,
but it's extremely unlikely.
We can go there. I wanted to talk about it since Hussam did his stream this morning and he spoke about it. To be honest with you, every day things are leaning toward Isak want to play for Liverpool. Isak is first of all, it started with Isak is open to play for Liverpool to the point that Isak might want to play for Liverpool. Now is like Isak want to win the league and the Champions League. Isak want to, like, every day, like, it keeps changing. Do we believe the news? Maybe. Do we not believe the news? We don't know. But these are the reports. Same as like, by the way, Chelsea are getting Estevao, Delap, and Gittins, and they might get a goalkeeper. Every day it changes, right? But it's going toward Chelsea are doing these things. Arsenal are going for Eucharist.
The thing is, Mo, I want to say something. Look. And this is just me being honest. This is something that even Ashraf agreed with last week, both on your channel and on mine. Look, this is the truth. Truthfully, no one gives a fuck who Arsenal sign. If Arsenal sign Saad and Souls, they still have to win. Khalas. The time for excuses is over. Arteta staying one more season. No one gives a flying fuck who Arsenal sign. If Liverpool challenge next season and, like, let's say win the Champions League مثلا, or like win a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup and come really close, you can't say Slot has to be sacked because he already won the league once. You know, so he has that like in his backyard now. Like, he has a massive credit in the bank. The problem with Arteta is this does not exist in his world. This does not exist in the Arsenal fans' world, because I even saw a video on this. Funny enough, I'm going to mention someone who's like very pro Arteta. I was watching one of the AFTV videos, and even Cecil, who's like extremely pro Arteta, was like, if Arsenal don't win something this season, I will completely scrutinize Arteta and ask for him to be sacked. James from AFTV said the same thing. He said it's better for us to part ways. That's why right now it does not matter who Arsenal sign, because they have to win something. They have to put some silverware on the trophy, on the table. Sorry, they have to end this season successfully. And I think that's the problem.
How do they do this if you sign fucking Isak? You're miles better than them.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
But what if they don't sign?
Arsenal
what if they don't sign
care.
Isak?
Oh, great. Now we're talking. Liverpool don't sign Isak. They go for Ekitike. Arsenal sign Eucharist and Rodrygo with Zubamendi, Norgard.
Arsenal are favorites. Done.
Arsenal should be ahead.
Yeah,
we're not favorites.
Okay, hold on.
What are the
Hold on. Liverpool. Okay, Liverpool.
Spam leopard in the tree in the chat right now.
Hold on, يا عمي بقى استنى بقى.
That's how you know it's banter.
Okay.
I'm not bantering.
Liverpool are still the favorites because they have Mohamed Salah, they have Wirtz, they have Van Dijk, blah blah. But also Arsenal, they don't sit there and say, well, we are not gonna win because Liverpool have this good team. No, you're equal. You must win now. If Liverpool sign Isak, people will say, okay, what do Arsenal do? Bro, the leopard in the tree thing.
Mo, are you saying Arsenal have the most pressure, or you're saying Arsenal are favorites if they don't sign Isak?
The manager have the most pressure, regardless of what happens.
100%. And the club,
it doesn't matter exactly. If Arteta signs Ashraf and Saad, Arteta has pressure. Doesn't matter.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
The club themselves, they can sign Eucharist and Rodrygo. Liverpool go sell Diaz, sign a left winger, and sell Nunes and sign Isak. Basically, they're just better than you.
No. Forget the Isak thing. Let's assume they don't sign Isak. I agree in all cases, Arsenal have the most pressure. I'm not denying that. But if they don't get Isak, they're still favorites because of the reasons you mentioned. Salah, Van Dijk, Wirtz, the champions.
But also you sign Eucharist and Rodrygo and you have Saka and you have Zubamendi.
It doesn't matter. They have the best player in the league, one of the best 10s in the world. They have the best centre-back in the world. They're champions. They're obviously still favorites. The pressure is on us more, I agree. And I don't agree that there is no pressure on City. There is big pressure on City. Not as much as Arsenal or Liverpool, especially Arsenal. But there is pressure because they've spent, is it 400 million in Jan and summer combined? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 300 something.
No one can.
No, but I'm saying that does add up.
Can I tell you something? If you say that, okay, I'm going to take it back to another club. if you say it's about the money, Chelsea must. It's not. If it's about the money.
Yeah,
It's
but
about
it's
the
not the same because
Yeah.
it
City are
doesn't work
signing.
like this. It's not about
No,
the money.
I'll tell you
bro.
why. I'll tell you why. Because Chelsea, whether you agree with their project or not, they are signing players with the aim of building them for the next 4-5 years.
Shirky is not a player to win the league. Doku, Savinho are not players to win the league.
but
Nico
I
Gonzalez, Nico,
Already
with all due
used
respect,
to
Nico Gonzalez, Reinders is not a player to. Wirtz is a player
What?
to win the league.
What do you mean? But for them, Reinders is someone
Okay,
they
but
need
here's
right
the problem
now.
with your argument. Put City to the side. The signing of Rodrygo makes just as much as an impact as the signing of Wirtz.
100%. That's why I said equal
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
Now, one
I agree.
second. Now, add to that Jokeres versus Liverpool signing Ekitike. Why are Arsenal not favorites? Just because Liverpool won the league last season.
Because you won the
first
league
of all-
last season. Because you actually.
Okay, حبيبي, City won 4 in a row. خلاص, they're favorites. يلا.
And that's why they were. That's why.
That's why they were favorites last season. Yeah, that's how it works. And it's not
No,
like you got
City were
weaker. You got
favorites last
stronger.
season because City fans changed the narrative. Last summer, City fans were very happy. We brought back Gundogan, we signed Savinho. They were very happy with the team that they had and the squad that they had. That's why City were favorites. It's not just a matter of winning the league. And by the way, if someone came and told me City are favorites because they have Pep Guardiola, I wouldn't even be that mad at it. I just think your logic of Liverpool won the league, so خلاص they're favorites for next season is bullshit.
No. Again, Hussam, why do you do this?
You
the
know it's
selective-
bullshit as well.
You're doing a selective thing where you're like, I know this point I can rebuttal. I can't rebuttal the other point, so I'll ignore them because I don't have a
What's the
rebuttal for
other
it.
points?
Okay,
Okay, you rebuttal how Rodrygo has the same impact as Wirtz. Rebuttal it.
I already said I agree. They have the same impact,
Hello.
but the reality
Jokeres
is
versus Ekitike, who's better?
Gyökeres. The problem is no, because you haven't done anything. Because the reality is you're making it seem this is Arsenal and Liverpool, right? They're here. Rodrygo and Gyökeres are coming in. Ekitike and Wirtz are coming in. So we're at the same level. The reality is you're here. We are here. I'm doing it in a very simple layman term visual. So
You're not here though. Why would you put yourself
no,
so
we
low?
are because we
You
not
finished
okay.
10 points ahead of us, behind us with all the injuries.
Okay, fine. Here, does this make better sense? By getting Wirtz and Rodrygo, we go like this, and by getting Gyökeres and you get Ekitike, we go like this. I agree, we are below you, but we're very close. But we're not favorites because you have the best player in the league, the best 10 in the league, the best centre back in the league. You're champions. You have Gravenberch, who hopefully he didn't have a flop season for you guys last year. Sorry, a one-off season. McAllister, who's really good. How are you guys not favorites? It makes no sense.
Yeah, but you think this is Ashraf combined 11. Ashraf combined 11 is Alisson, Timber, Van Dijk, Gabriel, Kerkez, Rice, Wirtz, and what's his name?
McAllister.
لا, you said you wouldn't put McAllister. You said Partey.
No,
Partey left. McAllister,
exactly.
Salah, Jokeres, better than Ekitike, and Rodrygo. So how many Liverpool players are in? Wirtz, McAllister,
But it's
Salah, Kerkez, and Alisson.
Virgil van
That's five.
Dijk. Virgil
That's
van Dijk.
six in Ashraf's world. يعني just by a little bit. Fair.
Ah,
Yeah, he said he wouldn't put McAllister, but that was, to be fair, that was when Partey was staying.
Partey was here, exactly.
Actually, did you say Rice, Odegaard, and Wirtz?
I never said Odegaard. I said Rice, Wirtz, and Partey is gone.
Yeah.
So now McAllister.
Okay,
gets
so
in.
you have one more player. Fairs.
And you have a better manager, by the way, as well.
No.
Oh, Arteta's better than Slot?
Yeah, I mean,
Hassam, I mean.
of course, you have a better manager.
Oh, I
أكيد,
thought you were
yeah.
joking. Okay.
I'm not sure if David is enjoying this conversation. He's just sitting silent.
I didn't. When people,
I want you to get involved.
Why am I gonna butt in? No, Ashraf is talking about how good Arsenal are. What am I meant to drop in and be like, no, I'm amazing? I
didn't say
watch
we're
this.
good.
Rodrygo on
but
the
I'm
bench
just saying,
again.
I don't have that syndrome where I've got to make everything about my club. Some clubs do.
You can actually talk about other clubs as well. I talk about all the other clubs, not my club. Rodrygo on the bench again. Madrid playing 3-5-2. He's literally just pissing him off on purpose or something like this.
I wonder why though. Like that makes sense.
Dan Potts okay with FA Cup and second. Ashraf agree.
No. Wait, for what? Like you mean for Arteta staying? No.
Oh my god. AMT, that is hilarious. Arsenal must and our favorites believe in Arteta, Fonzie's saying.
Facts, Fonzie, facts. See,
They
that's an
must,
Arsenal
but
fan that
they
backs
must,
this club.
but they're not
Because
That's a
Leicester were
Liverpool
favourites.
fan. Stop lying.
No,
Yes,
Fonzie is an Arsenal fan. He'll tell you in the chat now.
Say wallah he's an Arsenal fan. Say
يا
wallah
حبيبي
he's an Arsenal
ask
fan.
him how you near
Habibi, say wallah.
Fonzie, are you not an Arsenal fan? Why would
Yeah,
he
Habibi,
say
I've seen him in
wallah?
comments.
Why should he say wallah when he's Portuguese?
I asked you to say wallah. I didn't ask him. Don't deflect. You think you can do that game with me? You think I'm sad? You think I'm sad? You guys gang press sad.
Don't
And he's
ever
like,
disrespect Sad legacy. Sad
I
is
will
football
disrespect
war
him.
straight.
I will cook him on Friday. In fact, just watch.
Quota pod, let's go.
Yeah, because Leicester were favourites in 16-17.
Yeah,
Just
because
saying.
they were champions, so they were favorite.
You basically
Again,
have the
Redline
best team in the
Taranga,
Premier.
you have done the exact same thing as Hussam. You've done selective hearing. I didn't say just champions. I've added the other points as well. But yeah, make sure you spam your leopards in the tree crap as well.
Why are Liverpool fans like this, bro? Like this, such
So
like,
sensitive. So
they're
sensitive.
not sensitive.
Insecure.
They're not sensitive. There is a word for it, but I'm not gonna say it.
Whoa.
Not saying we are not favorites, but it's a poor argument. Okay, if you're saying that, so Liverpool are for me.
At the end of the day, look, Rodrygo coming in
didn't
makes
say
just
that
as a positive, just as much a positive effect as Wirtz coming in.
Can I give
Yeah,
you
of
another
course, of
argument,
course.
Sam? To be honest,
تفضل.
I actually think Rodrygo joining. By the way, this has nothing to do with the Premier League team. Rodrygo joining a Premier League club based on the media and all the talks that happened over the last 3-4 years. Rodrygo should be a bigger signing or a more important signing than Florian Wirtz. I'm just saying this. He played for Real Madrid.
That's why Arsenal
He won the Champions League twice. Like, he played a crucial part in Real Madrid winning the Champions League and La Liga. Yes, Florian Wirtz won the Bundesliga, a weak league. I'm being honest here, guys. You know, I said Liverpool, but if you're talking, Allah al-Azim, if you forget about Florian Wirtz joining Liverpool midway through last season, if you tell anyone who's the bigger signing, Wirtz or Rodrygo, anyone, including Liverpool fans, will tell you Rodrygo.
No, but Mo, over the last 2 seasons, this guy has done like incredible stuff like with his team. So you cannot just.
I know that you
say
watch
that
Bundesliga. I am just giving you
he's amazing.
exactly what people would have said. Literally, they would have said Rodrygo.
Yeah, they can say what they want, but the facts change.
Dave, the right and honorable. Midway through the season, Dave, I am telling you, there is a Premier League club that is signing Rodrygo from Real Madrid and a Premier League club that are signing Wirtz from Borussia Dortmund. Which one should have bigger impact? Huh?
By Leverkusen.
By Liverpool.
Yeah, Leverkusen.
It's tough because we're acting like Wirtz isn't an elite player just because he wasn't.
No, he is an elite player. He is.
He's at Leverkusen, so like it shouldn't really, whether it's from Real Madrid or from Leverkusen, it's the level of the player. And I'd argue that Wirtz is probably better than Rodrygo.
Yeah,
Because you think so, right? Because you think so. And by the way,
Yeah.
I think so too. I actually think Wirtz is a better player than Rodrygo.
Stupid argument. Havertz costs more than Salah. Go
No,
ahead.
that's not the whole point. This is why I didn't mention the money. I'm actually gonna say that imagine if I told Rodrygo will cost the same as much as Wirtz. You would have told me, Rodrygo, the guy that schooled this team and the guy that is one of the best wingers in the world, and blah blah blah. If I tell you Wirtz, you would say, yeah, great.
But there's a difference though. While I understand some players like, as Hussam mentioned, Havertz cost more, we know that that's clearly a mistake. Nobody, or majority of people at the time, Bayern Munich, City, Liverpool, nobody was saying, okay, some people, maybe David was doing this, 100 million for Wirtz, like kind of made sense. Yes, it's obviously in the grand scheme of things, 100 million for any footballer is crazy money, but that was the starting argument, right? And clubs were willing to pay something close to that. Nobody's going to be willing to pay 100 million for Rodrygo. That kind of tells you.
Now, because everyone knows that. Now, hold on. That is today when everyone knows that he is leaving Real Madrid. He's not in favor. Midway through the season, we all remember the arguments. Rodrygo's top 2 wingers in the world, top 3 wingers. He's up there. And a lot of people.
Rodrygo's better than Saka. Me and you did the show with LB where he said Rodrygo's better than Salah. Never mind Saka.
Yeah, but then when we went to the after show, he admitted he was bad.
Exactly. But I'm saying because of he wants to leave, now his price is 75 million. No one is willing to pay. Midway through last season, Rodrygo in the world was talked about like he's one of the best wingers in the world. He's gonna change the face of Arsenal. By the way, people just said that he goes to Arsenal, he becomes their best player ever, their best player this season right away.
Ever
Better
had
than
the-
Zubamendi. No, sorry.
No, he's not.
Best player in the team. Like better than Saka. People still believe this today. Rodrygo goes to Arsenal today and he becomes their best player, the number one player and the superstar of the team.
Kai,
A lot
of
he's
people
not
believe
better than
that.
Saka. That's mad.
Back. It can be hilarious.
Wallahi, a lot of people think that. Wallahi al-azim. Anyway, I'm not gonna. Arteta will walk before he gets sacked. Bookmark this. Okay.
No, I don't think that happens either.
Fonzie
Unless he has
saying,
a very good offer.
I'm indeed a fan of Arsenal. Okay, of Ars. Okay,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
fan
indeed
of
a fan of the Ars, and he's an Arsenal fan. Crazy.
Yes, of course.
We know
What
which
happened to
Arsenal.
Barella? He was hipster's favorite midfield, and now he's as good as Moreno. I am telling you, see, just to answer this.
I won't hear this. Barella
Yeah, that's
yesterday
BS.
was
Barella is a baller.
Can I just say this?
Barella's a very
Don't-
good player. I think he missed the train of leaving Inter.
100%
Yeah.
he did. He's going 28.
I know for a fact, me and Mo were working together, I think at the time. Probably 2 summers in a row, there were strong links of Barella to Liverpool. I'll tell you this for free right now. Barella could have been a Liverpool player, 100% under Klopp, and he would have stayed here until today under Slot. But the guy doesn't want to leave Italy. By the way, same thing with Bastoni. I promise you, tomorrow Bastoni says he wants to leave Inter. I promise you 15 clubs are interested immediately.
The problem is nobody wants to act like they don't want to leave, guys. Just don't want to leave.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't want to
Yeah,
leave
but
Italy.
why? Why though? Why?
Have you been to Italy before?
No.
Have you seen Italian
Never been to
players in
Italy.
Italy?
Have I seen Italian what?
Okay, basically, it is very hard to convince an Italian player that is a starter and making good money to leave the city they're in. It's very hard.
Hey, we did
Like-
it with Calafiori, but okay.
But Calafiori played for Bologna.
He wasn't at one of the big teams.
Yeah,
But do
like
you not-
he was like a
But he would
Bologna.
have gotten a move, no? After that season, he probably would have gotten a move.
only Juventus were in for him.
Yeah, but that's a big
and
club. That's a big club.
He
That's the
did-
biggest
he
club
did-
in Italy.
I don't think he wanted to go to Juventus, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
It's really like about the family, kids, culture, and all the stuff. We are favorites, and we can only add our chances. Okay?
Another
I
Arsenal
agree.
fan who's confident.
I agree. Good
Another-
job. Yes, was Gerard on the picture. Correct. Yes. Thank you,
Gerrard
Gregory, for
has
being
the
honest.
streak.
Thank
It's
you.
okay.
Thank
Did
you,
you see
Gregory.
Col- Did you see Colwell's all-time Premier League 11? 10 Chelsea players in Gerrard. See? Streaks
Yeah,
by the ball.
KDB is better, but anyways.
KDB
And
is not
Gerrard.
good. Relax.
Yeah, he's better than Gerard, 100%.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
As per L'Equipe, Arsenal making progress with Eucharist deal and are considering. I don't know. I don't know. Who's that? Dave?
Akliou, she plays for
Yeah.
Monaco.
Who's that?
Kudus.
Where does this guy play?
I think he's
He's like
I think he's
I think he's
winger,
an
no?
attacking midfield, or like a winger,
He's
like
a,
a bit of a
yeah, I've seen him on the right
attacking
wing one game.
winger player.
it is clearly they want an attacking midfielder. Eze, guys. Eze joining Arsenal. And I'm so excited about watching Eze.
Yeah,
play
why
for
would
top
you get
club.
Alan Kudus if you can get Eze?
I
Especially
really wanted to
because again,
see.
Arsenal are not.
Yeah, thank you,
Arsenal-
Taimur. I remember seeing him right wing one game. Or maybe he's played AM. I don't know. I remember there was a game when he
Arsenal are
played
not
right
good at
wing.
this. Arsenal can't wait to be good. Arsenal has to be good next year. There's no more waiting under this
You know,
current
the only-
regime. They can't be.
You know,
Can't be.
the only club that keeps adding to their short list, it's now becoming long list. I swear to God, Arsenal, bro, they have every single attacker in the world in their list. It's absolutely fucking crazy. I've never seen
Guys,
something
a
like
quick
this.
a quick one. I am so sorry to bring it back to Arsenal again. What
Okay.
happens if we win nothing again this coming season? Well, how do you guys think it'll end?
You shut down the club that time
No,
for
no,
like
no.
2 years.
Just stop the banter. Yeah,
Take a
Habibi.
sabbatical.
I'm being-
Take a sabbatical.
I-
Well, I take a sabbatical.
I'm being serious. What do you think will
Bro.
happen? I'm not asking what do you think should happen. What do you think will happen?
I honestly think you keep Arteta. Genuinely. I think,
Shake my hand. Shake my hand. I swear to God, that's what I would thinking, bro. Wallahi,
if-
that's what I would
I
think.
think if Arsenal finish second again, the Arsenal board will go, "You were close though. Why would we get rid of him?" It's not like probability says if we can't.
Can I tell you
come
guys
fourth,
what
we
happens?
can't come second
If
5
Liver-
times in a row.
Can I tell you what happens? If Liverpool sign a striker, Dave, hear me out. Arsenal will push for the title. And they will reach like a quarter-final, a semi-final Champions League. They get knocked out on a small margins. and they miss out on the league on like 2, 3, 4 points, and they say, we cannot get anyone better than Arteta. We're going to go backwards. We already gave him, hold on, we already gave him the tools. Let him develop. Rodrygo's only 24. Let him work a second season with Rodrygo. Give him Zubamendi for another season and watch what he does. I believe that is going to happen.
Wallahi,
Watch
it
what he
sounds very
does.
plausible.
It's
It
very
sounds
like,
plausible.
watch, and then imagine if Arsenal, okay, I'm going to give you a scenario. If you sign Cisco, I am telling you, okay, I don't think Arsenal win the league if they sign Cisco, okay? I believe that what's going to happen are just 3 things. Give Arteta now his second season with Cisco, his second season with Zubamendi, and his second season with Rodrygo. Watch what he does. Watch what he does. That is going to be the argument.
I don't know why
Bro.
guys are mad in the comments. Like, I didn't say shit. This is what they're saying. I don't know what's
this
going to
is
happen.
This
Wallahi,
is
I
just
actually don't know
my
what's going to
thinking.
happen.
I know that Arsenal fans would want Arteta out, but I believe that he is a sweet talker, and he's gonna that final, you know, that final speech in the stadium. It will be the fun. We're behind you. You know that Emirates rocking. We're behind you. So I believe that is what's gonna happen. To be honest with you, I believe.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Kolo,
guys,
I saw that. See, Kolo Mwani just missed a one.
I'm gonna let people go and watch the Chelsea game. I want to thank everyone that watched us,
Chelsea
supported us. The Real Madrid game or whatever game. It's a dead competition in a dead country
No, it is not.
for
No,
football.
it's not. No,
That
it's
shouldn't
Hey, stop. Just because your club got slapped yesterday doesn't mean it's...
You can see me
No,
saying
check-
this
check-
before the competition even started. I'm
Yeah,
being
because you were
serious.
depressed from the 5-0. That's
I mean
why.
this. I mean this. Genuinely, I mean this. Apart, the only
Ashraf, that was so
massive downgrade
unnecessary. Why you remind him of that?
is that in America. If it wasn't in America,
want
if it
someone
was
to
like in
give
the
me a
UK, I think this competition would have gone off. But I actually have really enjoyed watching this competition. I really have.
Mo, how many
really-
messages did Staffy message you? Be honest.
When
When
he didn't
Inter
message me,
lost.
he added me on Twitter, and he texted me on both groups, the top 6 and the Straight Facts group. Bro, I don't know why. Okay, guys, I genuinely don't know why. Am I getting shit when Inter lose in terms of like my takes? What do my takes have to do with Inter lose? You can banter me for like, oh my God, your club is dead. You are dead. What does my takes have to? When I said that Inzaghi destroyed Inter and Inter are done, I genuinely and literally said that Inter are might not actually beat the next team. I didn't know that we're playing Fluminense or whatever that team is. With all due respect to them, I didn't know the name of the team we're playing, right? And I said that we might not go through. I actually thought that we were not even going to win the last game of the group, which is the only game I watched in the competition because I was awake at 4 in the morning in Cairo. I didn't watch any other game. I didn't watch Inter game yesterday. I watched the second half on my cell phone while going home. That is what I was watching. Anyway, big up everyone that joined us. I don't know if I'm doing anything tomorrow. I'll see you guys soon. Hit the like button, you frauds. We're not even on 400 likes. And subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.